Well, good Monday morning to you, and we have a great show. Happy Monday, yeah. Start of a new week, and we're always excited about that. Did you have a great weekend, Clyde?
Yes, I did, Mona. I had a really good time. Had the kids over for dinner Saturday night, so we had a blast. And guess who cooked? They all survived, so you can assume it wasn't me, right?
No. But hey, you know what? Did you have any lobster, Clyde, for dinner?
No, we had salmon, but not a lobster, Mona.
That's all in the same kind of family out there in Ocean. But I have a lobster story for you. You know, have you heard about this one? It's a Red Lobster employee saved a rare lobster. It's blue in color, and the restaurant found a zoo to adopt it. You know, it happened at a restaurant in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, which is up there in Akron, Cleveland area. And there's only 1 in every 2 million lobsters has a blue coloration, which is the result of a genetic anomaly. So the employees named him Claude, Clawde, which I think that's really cute. But when it got to the zoo, they later found out it was a female. So they changed it to Claudia. Isn't that cute? And now the lobster is living at the Akron Zoo up in Ohio. So it may be worth the trip up the road to take a look at the blue lobster.
And that Akron Zoo,
and, you know,
that's a happening zoo.
Here, Clyde, I was joking because last year, not last year, but when I was in college,
which was just last year,
in the 70s and 80s, the zoo was so bad. Yeah, the zoo was it was really closer to like a petting zoo than a real zoo. So I was like, the lobster is going to be an interesting addition to that. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Clyde, before we get into the show, you know, I have to say that I will be having to boycott the future Emmy Awards. And you know how much I love award shows.
Yes.
But Mahershala Ali did not win last night. He did not win, and I am hurt, devastated, and there may be a boycott in my future.
Which means none of us who work on Cincy Lifestyle can watch the watch the award show either, because Mona tends to share her boycotts.
When I boycott, everybody on the show. That's right. When I boycott, everybody on the show has to boycott. Right.
Yeah. Well, maybe next year, Mona. Maybe next year. You know.
Maybe next year.
Yes, indeed. You know, it may have been overshadowed by recent events, but we should not miss a historic moment. The Taft Museum is celebrating its bicentennial. What contractors built in 1820 as an elaborate house now houses fabulous art exhibits and is a nationally recognized historic site. So, how will the museum celebrate this milestone? Here to answer that and other questions is Sarah Dittlinger with the Taft Museum of Art. Sarah, always good to have you with us on the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Clyde.
So let's talk a little bit about the Taft celebrating its bicentennial with not one, but actually 2 exhibits. So kind of give us a brief rundown of each one.
Right, so we have our Built to Last exhibition, which is in our Sinton Gallery, and you can find architecture, blueprints, hand-crafted drawings that kind of tells the history of our 200-year historic house, which is now open. But then opening October 3rd is a splendid century, so it ranges with artworks from Cincinnati artists from 1820 to 1920, from Rookwood to Duncanson to Elizabeth Nurse and Duveneck. Kind of showing how the residents would have lived there for the first 100 years and the art scene they would have experienced during that time frame. But then we also will go a little bit more in depth of more to the story that maybe you wouldn't be able to see by just looking at the work or be able to know. So that's something we're really excited to tell.
Okay, and these exhibits, as fascinating as they are in their own right, are actually kind of harbingers of future things. What else do you have planned for the Taft bicentennial?
Well, part of it is we will have a virtual members opening. So with COVID-19, we do know that not everybody will feel comfortable coming to the museum. So a great way to support us and to get to know your Cincinnati history and the broader context of that is to become a member of the Taft Museum of Art. So that is October 1st. So you can get to experience the bicentennial that way. We also have a workshop called Drawing Your Environment on the 17th of October. And to even learn how maybe an exhibit like this is put together, you can join us for a program on October 29th with the curator of the show, Tamara Linz-Minty, on October 29th. And then later next year in 2021, we'll kind of get into the construction and rehabilitation phases of the historic house itself.
Sure. Okay. So talk a little bit about some recent kudos, for lack of a better phrase, an award from the National Park Service. That must have been big.
Yeah, so we have a team of fabulous grant writers here at the Taft, and they got us an award called Saving America's Treasures. We were awarded $500,000 from the National Park Service to rehabilitate the Taft Historic House. We were one of 2 in Ohio organizations to receive the grant, and only one of 11 nationwide to receive that grant as well, of the max amount total dollars.
Okay, so that is pretty big stuff. So let's get people out to see these exhibits, or at the very least interact with the Taft online. How can they do that?
So everything you need to know about the Taft and our safety procedures are on taftmuseum.org. We really encourage you to go online and purchase tickets in advance. And a bonus is that Sundays are always free, but tickets are limited, so we encourage that you get them now for next weekend's opening.
Okay, all right, that's great. Sarah, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, if you think having a white, bright smile will cost too much money, or it's too time-consuming, or the idea of having sensitivity issues keeps you away from that confident white smile, we have a secret that we want to share with you. And here to share it with you and tell us all about it, and just how easy it is to whiten and maintain a bright white smile, is my friend Scott DeFalco. Thanks for joining us, Scott, and we're going to jump right in. Tell us all about Power Swabs.
Oh my goodness, Mona, Power Swabs is certainly not a secret. In fact, it's really the leader in the teeth whitening industry and changing the way we whiten our teeth in this country and around the world for the last 6 years, because we've gone worldwide with it now. And the reason why it's been so popular, actually 3 reasons why, is that you're going to get results in less than 5 minutes. We're going to do it without sensitivity. I'm glad you brought that up at the top, because that's the biggest complaint people have about the other products. But it also works on all dental surfaces, Mona, which is a big deal because people pay a lot of money to get those procedures done. Over time, their smiles go uneven because they stain. Not anymore. Power Swabs will lift those stains, get you back to the bright white smile you had when it was done.
All right, so we're looking at a 2-step process, right?
Yeah, it's a quick 2-step process, and I brought a fun video, Mona, of time-lapse of 2 raw eggs that we use. And I don't know about you, but I cannot start my mornings without my coffee like millions of other people. So we took a raw egg, and we put it in coffee for only 30 minutes. You see it right there. And then for 3 hours. But even after 30 minutes, Mona, coffee can significantly stain your teeth. But with Power Swab's quick 2-step process, we're first removing the stains, then we're whitening it. You see it right there. The stains are gone. It's pretty incredible.
That is incredible, Scott. So, you know what? Power Swabs has some other features that makes it so popular. So talk about that.
Yeah, it's great. It's so easy to use. And I'm going to show your viewers what they just saw with the egg video, Mona, because when you get the Power Swabs in the mail, you're going to get a box of 7 stain-out swabs, a box of 7 whitening swabs. You're simply just going to pop it open, rub it on your teeth, just like this, just like you saw in the egg video, for only 2 minutes. That's it, Mona. And with the stain-out swab, again, we're removing the stains, not covering them up like the strips in the trays, but we're also hydrating our enamel. That's why you don't get the sensitivity. The other products take the moisture out. That's why they hurt so much. So you do that for 2 minutes, pop open the whitening swab, another 2 minutes, and I'm done, Mona. In less than 5 minutes, you're going to get, on average, you're seeing it on your screen right now, 2 shades whiter. After the very first use, you're only going to do that once a day for 7 days and get 6 shades whiter. Best part, results last up to 6 months. Like I said, incredible product, and people just love it.
All right, well, let's get it into the hands of people. Tell us how they can get more information and get this product.
Yeah, first their hands, then their mouth. But we're going to give you our biggest discount ever, 40% off, plus free shipping, plus for free the on-the-go stain-out quick stick for the daily maintenance, Mona. Usually when you get a free gift with things, it's not that great. This rocks. Use it after your morning coffee or lunch. It's like brushing your teeth without having to. Rub it on your teeth for about a minute or two. Lifts the stains before they set in. The best part is that it's free. The only way to get that deal is to call the 1-800 number on your screen. There's also more information and updates at powerswabs.com.
All right, Scott, thank you. You know what? You're incredible and you rock. We appreciate you coming on the show.
All right, Mona, thanks a lot. Coming up on Cincy Lifestyle, open enrollment season will be here soon. And with the pandemic still over us, choosing your health insurance is more important than ever. So we're going to give you some tips on what to look out for when choosing a plan. Got that and more coming right back. Welcome back. A few questions for you. Why is it an insult to give someone the cold shoulder? Or why would anyone want to turn a blind eye to a serious matter? Both of those are catchphrases, a kind of verbal shorthand we use every day. But where did they come from and what do they really mean? Well, our friends at Grammarly.com did some digging and their answers will leave you saying, who knew?
Ever barked up the wrong tree? You know, had a wrong idea or a wrong strategy? Well, that phrase came from hunts in which the dogs chased the prey up a tree and kept barking up that tree even though the prey had fled to another tree. Who knew? Okay, maybe the cat got your tongue. Well, that might have come from the British Navy tradition of using the cat o' nine tails to discipline sailors. It was so painful, a lot of sailors stayed quiet afterward for a long time. Or maybe it came from ancient Egypt, where they cut out liars' tongues and fed them to the cats. Now, who knew the phrase buttering someone up had a religious connotation? In India, it is customary for the devout to throw balls of ghee at statues of their gods to seek favor, essentially buttering them up. Okay, did anyone ever give you the cold shoulder, meaning they were unwelcoming toward you? Now, that comes from an English custom of serving cold mutton shoulder to a guest to indicate, in essence, would you leave? Wow, who knew? Turn a blind eye. This, too, is from the British Navy, but who knew it originally referred to the highly esteemed Admiral Lord Nelson? Seems he was blind in one eye. Ordered to break off an attack, he put the telescope to his blind eye, said he couldn't see the signal flag ordering the retreat, and went on to administer a solid thrashing to the Danes. And since we're in that time period, who knew letting your hair down was a real thing? See, frequently, women wore very elaborate hairstyles or wigs, usually piled high on their head. Now, imagine schlepping that around all day, so that when you return to the manor, well, as you might imagine, women loosened that corset and let their hair down to relax and unwind. There you have it. But hey, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Ever heard that? Meaning don't get rid of something valuable along with the unnecessary stuff? Okay, so early 1500s people only bathed once a year and they didn't change the bathwater as the household members bathed. By the time the babies were bathed, the water was so murky, moms had to make sure not to throw the babies out with the bathwater. Who knew? Finally, the whole 9 yards, meaning to devote all you have to something. Well, that's a World War II phrase often uttered by American fighter pilots. Ammunition belts were 9 yards long, and when they ran out, it meant they'd shot up everything they had at the enemy. The whole 9 yards. Get it? Who knew?
Well, it's open enrollment season when people choose their health care. And, it is important for them to have a recent survey showed that people are spending more time researching their health benefits to better understand coverage options and to feel financially protected during this pandemic. And to tell us more, I want to welcome our guest, financial educator and best-selling author, Tiffany Aliche, and she is teaming up with Aflac to tell us more about this topic. Thank you, Tiffany, for joining us. I'm going to dive right in and ask, why is choosing the right healthcare plan just such an important decision right now?
Absolutely, Mona. If you don't have comprehensive coverage and you get sick, something like your hospital bill or your doctor's bill can really devastate a family's finances. You want to choose a plan that's going to allow you to focus on getting better, not just paying bills.
All right. So how is, the pandemic seems to be affecting everything. So is it affecting open enrollment as well?
It certainly is. The 2020 Aflac Workforces Report, available at aflac.com, found that nearly half of the folks they surveyed said the pandemic served to be a wake-up call. They were like, you know what, I really have to get serious about researching and investing time to picking the best benefit healthcare plan that's for me.
All right, so we know that choosing the right healthcare plan, it can be really important for your financial health as well, right?
Yes, it certainly can. The Aflac survey found that 48% of folks that they surveyed said they didn't have up to $1,000 to pay out of cost expenses if they should get into an accident or have an illness. They would have to lean on debt or credit instead. That's why benefit enrollment is one of the most important decisions that an employee can make. You also want to really look at and think about supplemental insurance when you're thinking about that. You're thinking about accident, hospital plans, critical illness, because everything's not covered by your healthcare insurance, because things like groceries, gas, copay, rent, supplemental insurance can help with that.
All right, we have a couple minutes left, but I wanted to ask you about other healthcare trends. What are you seeing out there?
So what we're seeing out there is that there is an uptick in anxiety. About half the folks that were surveyed during the Aflac study said that they're anxious about the cost of healthcare, so much so that 46% actually delayed medical care, so that way they can manage those costs. I know people who have said they're more concerned about the doctor bill than their actual symptoms. That's why it's important to get additional information. It's important to lean into HR. And if you're wanting more information about the 2020 Aflac Workforces Report, you can find it and information about supplemental insurance at aflac.com.
All right, Tiffany, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Clyde?
All right, Mona, thanks a lot. William Howard Taft, our 27th president, 10th Chief Justice of the United States, and a Cincinnati local. The house in which he was raised is just around the corner off of Auburn Avenue, and Allie took a trip to uncover this one-of-a-kind national site. Take a look.
Hi, welcome inside the birth and boyhood home of Mr. William Howard Taft, our nation's 27th President and 10th Chief Justice of the United States. You're standing inside the birth and boyhood home here in the parlor chamber. This is where we know that the family would gather on special occasions and have social gatherings here in this particular space. Here in the parlor chamber, one of the things that we have that are original are the family portraits that hang here in the walls. These are of Alfonso Taft, Louise Taft, Grandma Sylvia Howard Taft, and Grandpa Peter Rawson Taft I. Also, there's a silver serving tray that is original that belonged to Louise Taft's parents. We also have a cast iron mantle fireplace that survived even when this place got turned into apartments during the 1940s and 1950 era. So as we leave the parlor room, we would step across the hallway into what is known as the library. This would be more of the informal living room where the Taft family would spend a lot of their evenings spending quality family time together. They enjoyed reading and also doing their homework in this particular space. On the first floor, we also have the nursery. The nursery room is where we believe William Howard Taft would have been born, September 15th, 1857, here in this Greek Revival style house. We try to highlight the family life. They were a very close family, and family ties was very important to the Tafts. Also stressing their education. Education was very important. And you didn't come home with a B, because a B was not good enough here in the Taft household. You always strive to be the best. And then, of course, the public service aspect, the duty, the humanitarian efforts, trying to serve your community. Well, this history is very important. Not only are we here for our community, we're here for all teachers, homeschool teachers, senior citizen groups. We're here for the American people. And we encourage you to come and tour your national park here in Cincinnati.
Now, if you'd like to learn more or plan your visit to the William Howard Taft National Historic Site, you're encouraged to visit them online at nps.gov/WIHO.
Well, we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, have you checked us out on Instagram. Yeah, it's one of our favorites. We post all kinds of behind the scenes pictures and videos from when we're on the set in the studio and when we're safely out in the community. So be sure to follow us on Instagram at Cincy Lifestyle, and we'll be right back.
All right, there you have it. Take one last lingering look at summer today. Fall starts tomorrow, and what a day this will be. High in the mid-70s, humidity low, the kind of day you'll long for right around December 22nd. Give a day or so there, Mona.
You are so right. It's going to be nice today. Well, coming up tomorrow here on Cincy Lifestyle, well, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to give some help to the little guys. Yep, small businesses have never been more important or needed more help as the nation struggles with the challenges of COVID-19. So we'll talk about how you can help small businesses with the holiday seasons approaching. We have all that and so much more coming up tomorrow.
All right, Mona, thanks a lot. Thank you for watching Cincy Lifestyle on this Monday, September 21st. By the way, take a look at those ways to reach out to us. We're going to do a piece soon on misheard lyrics, song lyrics you thought you heard right, but you really didn't. Let us know what yours is. Until then, make it a great day.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, make it a great day.